Ladies and gentlemen, before I tell you anything today, I want to start with a truth that most people simply do not like hearing. A truth that stings, that feels uncomfortable, yet explains more about life than any motivational quote, any book, or any self-help guru ever will. 98% of people fail. Not because life is unfair. Not because the system is broken. Not because they don't have talent, opportunity, or resources. They fail because they keep choosing the comfortable lie over the uncomfortable truth. And to understand this, let's start with something simple: your alarm clock. Every morning your alarm rings. And in that tiny 3-second window between hearing it and hitting the button, destiny quietly offers you two paths. The path of the 2%, or the path of the 98%. And what do most people do? They hit snooze. Not once. Not twice. Sometimes 3 or 4 times. This one habit, this tiny moment, reflects a much bigger pattern: choosing comfort over growth, excuses over effort, and short-term relief over long-term success. And this pattern repeats through their entire life: jobs, relationships, finances, health, dreams. The treadmill story of life. Let me paint a picture you've seen 100 times. It's January. Someone is excited. They want to get fit. They want to look good. They want to change their life. So they buy a treadmill. Not a cheap one, oh no, an expensive, high-tech machine with every feature imaginable. They set it up proudly and tell everyone, "This year is my year." Day 1, they run like they're training for the Olympics. Day 2, slightly less energy, but still going. Day 3, they walk. Day 4, the treadmill becomes a hanger for jackets. Day 7, it becomes a $600 clothing rack. This is the behavior of the 98%. Excited at the start, bored by the middle, distracted before the end. The 2% live differently. They have the same problems, same temptations, same laziness. You're not special in your struggles, everyone has them. The difference is, they don't negotiate with their goals. They treat goals like a crying baby. Even if they ignore it for a moment, they know they eventually must get up and handle it. What the greats have in common. Look at Lionel Messi. Even with a level of talent the world rarely sees, he stays after training when everyone else leaves, practicing free kicks alone. Look at Taylor Swift. She writes songs daily. She edits constantly. She rehearses every detail for months before a tour. Look at any top-performing athlete, musician, creator, entrepreneur. They have one thing in common: consistency when no one is watching. That's the gateway to the 2%. The real reasons people fail. People fail not because of dramatic events, but because of small habits. I'll start tomorrow. I don't feel like it today. I already know this. I'll do it when I'm in the mood. There are 3 killers that destroy potential. 1. Excuses. 2. Emotions. 3. Ego. Excuses whisper, "Not today." Emotions whisper, "I don't feel like it." Ego whispers, "I already know this, no need to try." And with those 3 things, dreams die quietly. Meanwhile, the people who win? They're not superheroes. They're everyday people doing simple things daily. The friend who walks 20 minutes every day without posting it. The student who studies 1 hour daily instead of cramming. The person who saves $1 a day instead of waiting for the perfect moment. They build boring, unglamorous habits, and those habits build extraordinary lives. Part 2: Small choices that make or break your life. People believe failure happens suddenly. They think it happens on the day they quit their job or lose an opportunity. No. Failure is slow. It creeps in quietly. It grows in the background of your life through small daily choices. Someone decides to get healthier. They buy a yoga mat. Download an app. Start strong on day 1. Day 2, a little less effort. Day 3, 10 minutes. Day 4, the mat becomes a laundry rack. Someone decides to save money. They save $10 today. $10 tomorrow. Day 3, 50% off shoes, suddenly their entire plan collapses. Or learning a skill. People watch 10 tutorials on editing or coding or drawing. And after watching, they feel like experts. But when it comes time to practice even one thing, they quit. This is the 98%. They rely on excitement, not discipline. They rely on motivation, not habits. Meanwhile, the 2% have one advantage. They don't wait for motivation. They act without it. They show up when it's boring. They show up when they're tired. They show up when they don't feel like it. That is why they win. Look at Chris Hemsworth preparing for Thor. The man didn't wake up shredded. He trained brutally every day. Even on days he hated it. Look at Emma Chamberlain. She didn't start with millions of viewers. She uploaded messy videos, learned editing, improved daily, and stayed consistent. The 2% use the same 24 hours but differently. The 98% wait for perfect conditions. The 2% build routines that don't depend on their mood. And here's the truth. Your future is built on your daily defaults, not your dreams. If your default is scrolling, you will live a scrolling life. If your default is excuses, you will live an excuse-filled life. If your default becomes action, small, consistent action, your life finally changes. Part 3, The Mindset of the 2%. Now that you understand the power of small choices, let's talk about the mindset shift that separates the 2% from everyone else. Most people think success is something that happens. They believe achievement is automatic. Believe dreaming is enough. But here's the truth. Dreaming does nothing without action. The 98% are always planning, always preparing, always promising, and never starting. Someone says, "I'll start eating healthy." Day 1, buys groceries and posts about it. Day 2, makes a salad loaded with dressing. Day 3, orders pizza. Someone says, "I'll clean my inbox." Deletes 20 emails. Gets distracted. Ends the week with 5,000 unread messages. Someone says, "I'll pitch my idea." Scrolls TikTok instead. Opportunity gone. Meanwhile, the 2% act immediately, even when they're uncomfortable. They create videos even when it's messy. They work out even if it's only 5 minutes. They study even if it's just one page. They save even if it's only $1. This is the mindset. Action beats perfection. Consistency beats motivation. Tiny steps beat big dreams without action. A content creator grows not by waiting for perfect lighting, but by posting consistently. A language learner improves not in weekend marathons, but through 5 minutes daily. A neighbor who waters plants daily ends up with the best garden. The 98% plan. The 2% act. Part 4, Daily Habits of the 2%. Now let's talk about the habits that create success. Not luck. Not talent. Not chance. These habits are tiny. Invisible. Easy to ignore. But they compound like interest. Here's what the 2% do. ####1. They track small wins. Not the big dramatic moments, tiny ones. Answering one important email. Drinking one extra glass of water. Finishing one task. Learning one sentence. Writing one paragraph. Small wins build confidence and momentum. 2. They eliminate distractions. Most people waste 30 minutes checking email. 20 minutes scrolling Instagram. 40 minutes on YouTube. Meanwhile, problems could be solved in 5 focused minutes. The 2% protect their attention like treasure. 3. They build micro-routines. They don't say, "I'll read for an hour." They read one paragraph. They don't say, "I'll work out for 60 minutes." They do 10 push-ups. Micro-routines are easier to stick to, and they grow fast. 4. They learn in bites. The 98% binge learn then forget everything. The 2% learn in tiny chunks daily. One word of a language. One line of code. One new technique. Small daily learning turns into mastery. 5. They reflect daily. The 98% rush through life repeating the same patterns. The 2% spend 5 minutes each night reviewing. Asterisk what worked? Asterisk what didn't? Asterisk what will I adjust? This prevents months of wasted effort. #### examples. The 98% watch cooking videos all day. The 2% pick one recipe and cook it, even if they fail. The 98% plan endlessly. The 2% clean one corner of their desk. It adds up. The 98% wait for the perfect paycheck. The 2% save $2 a day. They end the year with savings that surprise everyone. The 2% don't have more time or talent. They simply have better habits. Pick one tiny habit today. Repeat it tomorrow. Watch your life change. Part 5, the final step, ownership. We've talked about mindset. We've talked about habits. We've talked about small actions. Now we reach the final step, the step that separates the 2% from everyone else. Ownership. The 2% take full responsibility. They stop blaming traffic, bosses, the economy, or Wi-Fi. They stop waiting for permission, opportunities, or inspiration. When their inbox explodes, they don't complain, they handle it one email at a time. When they want better social skills, they don't wait for confidence, they start small conversations, awkward or not. When their phone is cluttered, they clean one app instead of ignoring everything. Ownership turns habits into momentum. The 2% fail too. They procrastinate too. They get distracted too. The difference? They fix it immediately and keep going. Everything in your life right now, your health, finances, skills, happiness, is the result of tiny choices made consistently or ignored. So here is your final challenge. Pick one small action today. Do it. Own it. Repeat it tomorrow. And soon, you will join the 2%. The difference between the 98% and the 2% isn't talent or luck. It's the courage to take small daily actions and take ownership of your life. You already have everything you need. All that's left is to start. And the moment you start, you are no longer part of the 98%. You are officially stepping into the 2%. Thank you for listening, and if you found value in these words, don't forget to like and subscribe, my friends.